Leading worship is the most sacred, delightful responsibility in the church, in my mind, in my humble opinion. And I think it's this incredible, delightful sort of interweaving of being a servant and yet doing it in a way that brings life to you. And my encouragement to all of you is to never take that for granted. Never turn it into something for yourself, but remember what it was like for you when you first encountered intimate worship, and the tenderness and the fact that nobody was sort of, trying to make you do anything, trying to belittle you, but just calmly just saying, come. This is the time, this is the place, let's go and meet with God. And there's many, many important positions in the church of instruction, of correction, of all of those things. But I think it's sort of like, for me, it's sort of like all these things, and at the very heart is simply the longing of the human heart. When can I go and meet with God? And there you are as a worship leader. You have that chance, that it's sacred responsibility to take that cry in the human heart and say, what about now? And all you need to do, you don't need to be fancy, you don't need to be clever, you just need to take a few simple songs that express that core thing, when can I go and meet with God? And offer it up to God, to the audience of one, and doing it in such a way that they can do it together. And you walk away at the end of it knowing that that's made a difference in all of those people's hearts, whether it's those 10 people in your living room or whether it's 1,000 people at a conference. Because the human heart cries, when can I go and meet with God? And what an incredible and awesome responsibility we have to do that.
It's a tremendous privilege to have the opportunity to lead God's people into that intimate place of worship. We can't lead anyone anywhere that we haven't first been ourselves. Our strongest worship leading instrument is not our guitar or our keyboards or the voices with which we lead. Our strongest worship leading instrument is our lives. Therefore, worship leadership requires personal integrity, a life that is being well lived in the presence of God. As well, worship leaders need a high degree of accountability. Accountability in their own walk with God, but also accountability before men as a leader in the body of Christ.
Obviously, yeah, as a worship leader, again, the important thing is your heart, your attitudes, your values. And there's the danger that if you're doing a lot of upfront stuff, the upfront stuff becomes the focus and the hidden life can be neglected, and that's a very dangerous thing. So I think for leaders, generally, it's just so important to have those people in your lives who you're accountable to, who can speak into your, the things that you do, and also can ask those tough questions. And personally, I'm so grateful for those friends who will sometimes ask the hard questions. Tim, what's your motivation? Tim, what you're doing there, I'm not sure that was such a good thing. And it's tough to take, but it's wonderful because it keeps you real, and it reminds you what it's all about, and it just helps you to focus on the important thing, and that's on God and maintaining your relationship with God. Before anything, I'm a child of God, and that's the important relationship for me. And to have people speaking into my life makes a big difference.
Worship leadership is a high calling. It's a sacred trust that God invites us into. At the same time, it's a wonderful privilege to lead people from our own secret place of worship into a public place where they can encounter God as well.